Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be looking at all the accessories that I've installed on this bicycle, the Montra Celtic 2.1 road bike, and I'll also be giving my experience and review of using all those accessories. Most of them are from Decathlon itself. It's not because I'm related to Decathlon or anything like that. I'm just a regular customer, but I buy from them regularly, and that's because their products are pretty affordable and gets the job done well. If you go to other bike stores to buy the same kind of items, you'll end up spending probably twice or thrice to get a product with similar specifications and the thing that does similar kind of work. So because of the affordability part, I usually buy from Decathlon itself. Okay, now let's get started with the review of all the accessories that are there. uh, Let me first tell you what are the accessories that I've installed, and then we'll go ahead with the review. So the first thing would be the Decathlon BC500 bike computer, and then there are the Decathlon aero bars, then there's the Night Rider 500 lumen light, and here is the kind of a light stand. This is a generic product, not from any store or anything. And then there's the bottle cage and bottle. Here is the pump, emergency pump, and then we have a saddle bag here from Decathlon. Okay, let's get started with each of them. The first thing would be the BC500 bike computer. Okay, so you'll have to just press a button here to get it on, and it switches on. So there are, it's showing speed even though it's not moving at all. Okay, so this has the current speed, the trip distance. Here we have the time. I had probably moved it before bringing here, so that's the trip time, which is 3 minutes. Then here we have the average speed. This is the max speed. This is the current time, which is 11 a.m. This is the current temperature, which is 38 degrees Celsius pretty hot out here. And this is the total distance traveled till date, which is 3610 kilometers. And that's it. Those are the features. This I would give it a 50-50 kind of a verdict. The positives are this speed is pretty almost accurate compared to the GPS, and that's mainly because of let me show that this sensor for the speed is mounted on the hub. I have just ensured that it stays safe there with a couple of zip ties. So the sensor is mounted on the hub, and because of the hub mounted sensor, the wheel speed measurement is very accurate. It's almost on par with GPS. So over rides of 50-60 kilometers, there's hardly a 500-meter variance that you'll find between this and the GPS. But you'll have to set the wheel measurement correctly before you start. So that's one thing. And the next thing is it's got a lot of features as well. It's got the temperature sensor as well, which is very handy, which is very useful. And what else to say, it's lightweight and it fits well on the stem. So these are the positive points about this. But the negatives, the thing is, this particular thing, it needs to be paired with that wheel sensor over there. What happens when you ride over harsh roads where there is a lot of bumps is that it doesn't pick up the speed when when the road is bumpy. So it just displays 0 when the road is bumpy. You lose kilometers there. And the other thing, and the most annoying thing about this particular model, which I hate a lot, is this has an auto off, which means if you leave it like this for let's say 5 to 8 minutes or something, it's gonna switch off. The display is gonna switch off. But when you start moving again, you can just press this switch on button, you can just tap on it and the screen will come back on. But it will not detect the wheel sensor at all. So it will take a long time to get connected again to the wheel sensor. So if you are on a ride and let's say you have stopped for some 10 minutes and you resume your ride, you'll notice that it doesn't get connected again. So you'll have to stop and you'll have to just manually spin the wheel to ensure it gets connected. or you'll have to end up resetting the trip again to 0 so that it gets connected, or you'll have to switch it off again entirely and then switch it on. So that connection part is a reliability issue which I've noticed. And the other downside is the battery of the wheel hub sensor. So that sensor, it's always on, unlike the display which you can just manually switch it off. You can just switch it off and it is gonna stay off and conserve battery, whereas the sensor, it will always be on. So this sensor, it will always be on, and because it's always on, it's gonna drain a lot of battery, and battery life is around 3 months, 3 to 4 months, so wears out pretty quickly. And now let's come to the aero bars. I love these aero bars. For an inexpensive cycle like this, these aero bars are perfect. It cost me 2,800 rupees in Decathlon. Yeah, and by the way, this speedometer, it costs around 2,000 rupees in Decathlon, and it doesn't have any kind of Strava or any integration, so it's just a standalone unit. And these aero bars, these are from Aptonia, which is, I think, Decathlon's triathlon division. And the aero bars are functional and do the job well. So the only downside to this is the fact that you don't get any gripper or anything. It's just this metal that's there entirely, so it's very slippery. I took this gripper from a hybrid bike. One of our group members was disposing it off, so I took it and installed, and it's been going on well since then. It's got adjustment everywhere. You can adjust, let me show this. See, you got all these screws here for adjustment, so you can put it back or forward as you want it. And then you got adjustments here, which you can move the bar forward or backward, and you've got this adjustment screw which will let you slide the armrest forward or backward. So these adjustments are there in this, which is useful, and I've dialed it into a proper position for me. Only drawback is it doesn't have height adjustability. So the distance from the handlebar or the base bar to the tri bars, it's fixed. You can't raise it or lower it as per your liking. That's the only downside which I noticed with these triathlon bars. Now coming on to the Knight Rider Swift, Knight Rider 500 lumen headlight. I bought this for, I think, 2,000 rupees from Bumps on the Saddle store in Jayanagar, Bengaluru. It's a pretty good headlight. It does the job very well. Its brightness is in full 500 lumen mode is comparable to, let's say, an Access or an Activa's headlight. So the headlight brightness is very good in the full 500 lumen mode, but the only problem is if you put it to 500 lumen mode, the battery is gonna last only like 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes. That's the maximum. And it's not like those things where you can plug it into a power bank and use. So if you have a power bank, you can, the port is right here at the base, so you can open that port, plug it into a power bank, and probably battery should last longer. That will be useful for people who do BRMs and things like that. I'm not sure how quickly it will charge in a power bank. I've never done that, but if you are doing a BRM, probably you should be able to do that. Open the port, connect it to a power bank, and fix the power bank somewhere here so that lights keep running if needed. And it also has a flasher mode, so it's got 3 modes in total: the, I think, 100 lumen, 200 lumen and 500 lumen mode, and a flasher mode. In the flasher mode, it lasts almost 8-9 hours. That's very useful. So you put it on flasher mode in the night time, and it's gonna last a long time. So that's about that. And then we have the standard bottle cage and bottle from Decathlon. This combination is actually very good. I have not had an instance where the bottle has been thrown off the cage. It's stayed in place pretty much always, so that's something very good. But this is a very cheap bottle. It's a 100 rupee bottle. If you want something better, there are much better bottles out there, but buy something that fits well into the cage. That's it. And now coming to the review of the pump. I bought this from Decathlon for 1,000 rupees. Well, is it worth 1,000? Maybe yes, maybe no, but it serves the purpose during emergency requirements. As per the measurements given here, it's rated for up to 120 psi, but in my experience the best that you can do with this is probably 60 to 70 psi. Beyond that, pumping is very difficult because this doesn't have any foot stand or anything. You'll have to hold it in your hand. You'll have to just hold it in your hand and then pump your bike. This stand is also supplied along with the pump, so you can just slide it in and it stays in place. I just tie another band or something like that to help it stay secure, but if you don't have anything also it should stay safe. I have not seen an instance where it's jumped off yet, so it's pretty sturdy, but over bad roads you'll have to be a little more careful when riding with this. Now coming to the last accessory here, which is the saddle bag. So here is the saddle bag. I have dumped all stuff here. I have tire levers, I have patches, I have the multi-tool kit. It's about this long, probably about 15 centimeter in length, so you can dump a lot of stuff inside. All the emergency stuff you can dump it inside and keep it safe. And it's got a small clip type of thing, so you can attach your rear light right here itself instead of putting it at the bottom. This rear light is again from Decathlon. It's a flasher unit basically. It's got a red steady, red flash, white steady and white flash, 4 modes. And I use this as a rear light mainly. It lasts for 6 to 8 hours and it's pretty good. So those are the accessories that I have mounted on this bicycle, and I've been pretty happy with all of them except for that speedometer, which is kind of working on and off. So that's it for this video, and in the next video I'm going to be posting my review of this bicycle, so stay tuned and watch that as well. Thanks for watching.